The
of
Indiana
her
Fever,
endurance, her
a franchise often in the spotlight, has been rocked by an
making sure that
announcement
she's
that has sent
healthy,
shockwaves through the entire
and then
WNBA.
continuing to
Coach
move
Stephanie
forward in
White
terms of
delivered news that many
mechanics.
believed was
Number one,
unthinkable, confirming
number
that
two,
three
basketball.
pivotal
She's
players,
gotta
Sophie,
at some
Kate,
point.
Sophie, the ink had barely dried on Stephanie White's contract with
Indiana
the Indiana
Fever
before the
whispers in the league started turning into
matches,
shouting matches.
signaling a shift that goes far beyond a simple coaching change. On the surface, this looked like a standard feel-good sports story, a franchise legend returning home to lead a young up-and-coming super team to the promised land. Indiana, and across the entire league right now, you will realize that this is the epicenter of a massive labor war that threatens to tear the WNBA apart from the inside out. We all knew Caitlin Clark brought the ratings,
massive labor war
she brought
that
the
threatens
fans,
to.
but nobody was prepared for the financial earthquake she triggered behind the scenes. An earthquake that is cracking the foundation of the league's brotherhood and sisterhood, with a massive Nike deal on the table that dwarfs entire team payrolls, and a looming labor negotiation that has players opting out of their collective bargaining agreement. The tension between the new generation and the old guard has never been this volatile, and Stephanie White has walked right into the line of fire. Stephanie White hasn't just signed up to coach a basketball team. She has walked into a locker room filled with unspoken envy, millions of dollars in wealth disparity, and a roster on the brink of a total emotional overhaul. The veterans are watching their influence fade in real time. The rookies are becoming moguls and household names before they even start their second season. And sitting right in the middle of it is Stephanie White, who recently let slip
unspoken
comments
envy.
that effectively confirm our worst suspicions. The noise is real, the rage is palpable, and the upcoming season is going to be a battle for the soul of the league. But to understand why this specific coaching hire has triggered such a massive reaction, we have to look deeper than the headlines. We have to look at the leaked details of the new agreement that have everyone terrified for their jobs. And we have to understand the sheer magnitude of the money involved. That is making seasoned veterans feel like they are being pushed out of the house they built. To truly understand the pressure Stephanie White is under, you have to realize that
the upcoming season is going to be a battle for the
career upgrade. Leaving the Connecticut Sun was a calculated, risky maneuver that shocked the basketball world. In Connecticut, White had built a fortress of defensive identity. She had a team of veterans who played gritty, physical, mudfight-style basketball. They were title contenders every single year, a team that nobody wanted to play against because they knew they would wake up bruised the next morning. She had job security. She had respect. She had a system that worked. So why leave a championship-ready roster to join a team that, despite the hype, is still rebuilding and defensively fragile? The answer lies in the power shift of the league, a shift that is as undeniable as it is controversial. White knows that the center of the basketball universe has moved to Indianapolis, and she knows that is where history will be written. But this homecoming comes with strings attached, heavy, tangled strings, that could choke the chemistry of the team before the season even starts. When White played for the Fever years ago, the league was a different world. It was a grind in the truest sense of the word. Players flew commercial, often squeezed into middle seats, stayed in average hotels, and played for the love of the game because the money simply wasn't there to promise them a secure future. Now she returns to a franchise that is effectively a traveling rock concert, a spectacle that sells out arenas and demands private security details. Sources close to the league suggest that White's move wasn't just about coaching Caitlin Clark. It was a rescue mission initiated by the front office. The previous leadership was criticized heavily for failing to protect their star player, not just from opponents on the court, but from the relentless media circus off it. White has been brought in as a shield, a veteran presence who can deflect the heat. But here is the problem that no one is saying out loud. By accepting this role, she has put a massive target on her back. The rest of the league, including the players she used to coach in Connecticut, looks at Indiana not with admiration, but with a mix of jealousy, disdain, and professional frustration. White is no longer just a coach. She is the guardian of the league's golden child, and that position isolates her from the fraternity of coaches and players who feel left behind by the Clark phenomenon. She is now the face of the new WNBA, which puts her at odds with the old WNBA that shaped her career. The psychological toll of this cannot be overstated.